Hi, my name is Sherilyn. I am a psychic medium. I channel angels and spirit guides, and I work as a spirit-assisted life coach for people. In the process of doing that, I often will learn things that I think can help other people or be of value to some people. So I like to do videos about them in hopes to help people. This is general advice. It's not for everyone. It may not be for you. This isn't a session. This is just general advice that I've learned that works for some people, but not for everyone. So if it doesn't work for you, it's not for you. So one of the things that people come to me about is having trouble dealing with strong emotions. They feel overwhelmed. They feel helpless against them. They feel out of control. They feel like they can't stop them from happening. And they tell me things like, I feel like I'm a person in a tiny little boat in a stormy ocean, and I don't have a paddle and no motor and no sail, and I'm just being beaten and battered around. And they just need to find a way to get through those times. So this is one of the things that the angels have talked about with some people who are experiencing that. So the first thing they tell people is that it's important to remember that your emotions are very valuable, and all emotions are valid and important. It can be tempting when you're in that state to want to turn off those negative emotions so that you don't have to feel them. But the problem is that you cannot turn off one emotion. So if you try to turn off an emotion, you're going to end up turning off all of your emotions. And that's very bad, because our emotions are what a big part of what makes us feel alive, makes us human, is feeling those emotions. And all emotions are valid and important. They are a form of communication from your body, from your subconscious, from your higher self. They are motivators. Pain motivates us to change. We don't like to change. We're creatures of habit. And so it's important to remember that those emotions have value. They have information. Like I said, pain can be a great motivator for change. So you do not want to handle your emotions by turning them off. But it is important to get through those times with those strong negative emotions without them damaging you permanently. You don't want to get scarred up, and you want to be able to get through them in the most positive way that you possibly can. So this is the angels tell people different things, but this is one of the things that they have told some people, that if you can get a slightly different perspective on your emotions and view yourself as the sky, and emotions are basically just weather that moves through the sky, it can help you to almost not to feel so controlled by them, to feel a little bit like an observer of them and not a victim of them. And so you can sort of view them that way, and then maybe you can sort of look for the silver lining of the dark cloud. In other words, if you're experiencing a lot of anger, the silver lining is, where is this coming from? What awarenesses can I get from this? Where can I change to have a better control over how my day goes? But if you're so overwhelmed and beat up and consumed by those negative emotions, it's very difficult to do that. So they have actually told some people to develop it almost into a mantra. So when you're in that place where you're feeling like the emotions are just overwhelming you, to say, take a deep breath and be like, I'm the sky. I know the weather is temporary. This is going to move through me, and that The weather will change, and it doesn't change who I am. I'm the sky. The weather just moves through it. And once you get into a habit of doing this, then you don't feel quite so powerless, because you know that it is going to shift and it is going to move through. Some storms last a long time, some storms are short, but it is going to change. And that's the key, is to really work with where you're at. It's not reasonable to expect yourself to go from feeling overwhelmed and powerless to suddenly completely in control of your emotions. It's a process. And so be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, be supportive of yourself, and let some perspective shift, let it change gradually, so that you can get through those emotions without turning them off. Because once you turn your emotions off, it's very difficult and time consuming to get them sort of back online, and to open those lines of communication again, and to really fully be able to use them. And emotions are extremely important, so try not to be quick to push them down or to ignore them. Instead, try to remove yourself a little from them and watch them like you're watching a storm, or like you're watching a rainbow, or like you're watching the wind blow the trees around, and understand that there is always going to come a change. Tomorrow might be a sunny day, and so you have to just appreciate what's there for what it is, and wait for the weather to change, and know that it isn't going to be permanent. Okay, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.